Okay, time to do another standard. I have brought some help with me this time. I'm here with Mikey K,
What's
and
going on?
we're going to play blue-black again. Um,
A little
but
different this time,
it
though.
is. It's got a number of changes. Biggest one probably being this, the Abyssal Persecutors.
Yeah, so I'll be the first to say I agree with you and that Abyssal Persecutor can be the nuts.
So I think probably I just don't know how to play it, and that's why I don't win with it a lot. So yeah, Mikey's gonna show me how to play it, hopefully, and we'll maybe win some games, steal some games with Persecutor. That's
It is
replaced.
a pretty hard card to play with. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know how to play with it first when I first did it.
Yeah, I did lose a game because I had an Into the Royal in my hand and a Persecutor, and I used the Into the Royal on something random, and then played the Persecutor and couldn't bounce it. So that was probably a misplay. But yeah, they replaced
That
Frost
happens.
Titans. So
I think if you notice, we took out. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think if we noticed, we took out Frost Titans
yes.
for them.
So like we kept in Grave Titan, so now we've got those two finishers, and I think Grave Titan is the better Titan in this deck, just in more matchups.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
I don't know. Like the biggest problem I have with Frost Titan is that so many people know about it. So many people know how to play around it. Like
Yeah.
Grave Titan, if they deal with Grave Titan, you like it can't be Doomblade in the mirror. You still get 2 tokens out of it. If they mark a mutiny it from red deck wins, the best
Yeah,
that
you
they
can-
get is 2 tokens while you still keep it.
Yeah, and you can jump so you don't take damage. You can also they can't consuming vapors it. That
That too.
blows someone
Well,
out.
not easily anyway.
Yeah. We're trying this 5th finisher in Volition Reigns to steal their finisher or their Jace or
I
any other
had no
planeswalker.
idea that it untaps a permanent either. I thought it was just like crap back.
Yeah, that untap can have a little bit of effect sometimes.
Yeah.
um,
We do have consuming vapors now and only 1 mimic vat.
yeah. Consuming vapors is there because we need some more stuff to get rid of persecutors, and so that's one good way to do that. And then to make room for stuff, we only have 1 mimic vat. There was like there was never any like if you ever drew 2 mimic vats, then the second one was always dead because it was just overkill to imprint 2 good creatures.
Yeah, and you never really needed 2 because like there's only gonna be like 1 creature you really want to keep
Yeah.
making tokens of turn.
And like
So-
it makes it twice as easy to find, but we still have like all the preordains, the Seagate Oracles, the Jason Mind Sculptors, so it's not that hard to find one-ofs. So we went down
Yeah.
to that.
We did go down to Jace though, since you
Yeah.
love to run to aggro decks too much.
Yeah, I do because the online metagame is like always is focused on aggro because it's a cheap deck. We moved 1 Jace to the sideboard so we can bring it in control just to make room for other stuff, and as well as that, we got rid of a Seagate Oracle for the same reason, just to make room for other stuff.
We do have the 1 skin render, the
Yep.
FTK deck.
We do. The skin render and the Wormcoil engines came from solutions that people posed for vampires. When I asked how I can possibly make my deck to beat that deck, that was the solution they came up with. So I tried these out, and they actually work really well. Like you can drop a skin render,
Skin
kill one
Render-
of their guys, and block.
Skin render can be good against Skin render can be the crap against elves and stuff. I mean,
Yeah. Any ground-based aggro deck, like White Weenie,
Yeah.
just can it's just an expensive removal spell. They can fly over the top. But any ground-based aggro deck is insane.
The cheaper yet dumber birds, Squadron Hawks.
Yeah.
My teammate won a qual. You know what that is? From TCG.com.
Uh-huh.
He won a qualifier strictly with his Bro deck because of Squadron Hawk, and I'm just like, that card
It is-
needs to die.
It is a pretty good card. It's like the
is
most
a
important
very
thing to
good card.
counter besides like Quest in the White Weenie deck. We also
Mem Knights.
we also again, just to make room for all the stuff we put in, we went down one into the royal, which leaves us with in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ways to get rid of Persecutor, and these 7, 10 ways to find it. Oh, actually, these you don't have to find Jace's with these because you can just bounce it. So
Yeah.
7
Well,
ways to find it.
I mean, it should be 8 ways, but we don't own an
Yeah.
arm and a leg that we can spare, so...
So we can't get the 4th Jace, which is now up to $90.
But, yeah, I've never had a problem with ways to remove Abyssal Persecutor, so hopefully we don't have much of a problem.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then the last change to the main deck is an extra duress, which was Mikey's idea. I always just played one because I thought against aggro the second one would just be dead and you wouldn't be able to use it. But I mean, if you think about it, there's like every duress.
Should I explain it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, my theory was whenever I was playing when I played the Open Series at Boston. I played Red Deck Wins once, and I played 2 other aggro decks, and the duress was still really good because now against Red Deck Wins you can take their burn spell and not have to worry about playing around it, and you can set up how to deal with you can basically know what they're going to play every turn, and know how to play
hand is actually a big part.
Yeah,
you can also get the threat effects.
Information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it like an instant win turn 1 against a control deck. If you look at their hand and see they don't have any counters and you have a stacked hand, then you just win. Because otherwise you would have to play mind games. They would always leave mana up. You never play an expensive spell into an open mana and an open blue. But if you see they don't have any counters, then you can just stop playing everything as soon as you get the mana and you can just completely destroy them.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
we were gonna do a daily event.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be running this through an 8-man because we were going to do a daily event, but I was an idiot and I looked at the times and it started at 3 p.m. for me, 11 p.m. for Mikey. Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I told him. And then I got there.
Which it's like 1 in the morning now for me.
Yeah, yeah. It actually took us quite a while to set up. We had a lot of problems. But
you guys better enjoy this video, I swear.
Yeah, it took a lot of effort. Yeah, but we got there and I found out it actually started an hour before I thought, so we missed that. But we are gonna run it through an 8-man, and like if we lose round 1, we'll just do it another one because that's.
And well, I mean, I might do also another standard 8-man with Pyromancer's Ascension, which we'll do Decktech with that too. So
yeah, I was watching him play that deck. It looks pretty fun.
It's fun, just not when your opponent goes Duress, Inquisition, Bane. You're just like, okay.
8 Duress effects and War Priest of Thune on your Pyromancer's.
I'm sure the guy had Mind Rot too.
Yeah, it was pretty crap. So in the sideboard quick changes, I talked about the skin render. The Wormcoil engine also comes down against aggro. Against non-red aggro, it's insane because you just attack once and then you've basically just gotten enough life to win. Against red, they can Mark of Mutiny it, but if you have it's still insane if you get to attack with it. And if you have a blocker, then you can get around Mark of Mutiny. If most of the time you'll have enough life to be able to. Sometimes I've had enough life that they've Mark of Mutiny it. They've attacked, not killed me. I've gotten it, attacked back, gained that life back, and then gained more life the next turn. Yeah, you can lose to getting it marked, but it is still very good.
It rarely happens in this deck. Like when you compare it to the ramp decks, you have better way of controlling the early game than they do. So usually you'll be at a higher enough life than they would be. Oh, you have the flash freezes too.
Memory
like
side
you need those. Yeah, we took memory side out because like you're already good versus the ramp deck. Like you don't need them necessarily. And
I mean, it was
flash freeze.
It was usually a game winner, but sometimes it was just like a game loser because you spent your entire 4th turn tapping out, got nothing, and then they had like 2 Avenger of Zendikars in their hand or something.
Yeah, like I'd rather them resolve a Guy's Revenge and us counter a Primeval Titan, then you can consume Vapors away the Guy's Revenge and not really lose too much.
That's one thing Abyssal Persecutor does really well is block Guy's Revenge. I found that out when I played with it the first time.
Yeah, and also it races the ramp decks.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Flash Freeze was the last inclusion because we need answers to Goblin Rune Blaster from Rug because that card can be quite a problem.
Yep. And this deck, and well, how it was before, actually had a bit of problem with Rug. It was one of the hard matchups, but I haven't played it obviously with this one. We just made this, so we'll see how it goes. And the last thing is we now have
The
full
fourth.
four duresses, so in main plus board. Just because it's just a really good card, like I explained. It's if you get it in the right hand, you can destroy certain decks, and so yeah, we wanna go up to 4 against all the control decks. So that's all the changes. So this is a pretty different deck. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll start an 8-man sometimes in the next few minutes, and I'll open it up and we'll play some matches.